Hello there, and welcome to Raft. And I got a few basic starting tips for this game. Because when you start off there, you get this little basic. You got your basic hook, and you got to floating down the the current with everything else that's not moving on the current, and you pick it up with your hook. But you always can use the other mouse button to just bring your hook back if you're going to miss and stuff like that. So that'll help out that. But at the start of the game, you got to prioritize what you're going to be building because resources are slim. You don't have enough room to move around with, and you have limited resources, and you have the shark coming. You need food, you need water, and what do you prioritize? Well, first of all, you can go ahead and prioritize your spear right away. It takes a lot of resources, so it's going to be a while, and then you can start dealing with the shark. It's going to take you 3 hits, but if you want to save your resources, just let him start eating parts of your raft, and you do this first by making the little hammer first. So less resources to craft your hammer. Of course, you're going to be using plastic up when you're doing this method to save your raft is by building the half measures right here. So you can go out there. Losing your foundations is not really good when you lose 2 wood and 2 plastic. That's kind of a pain. So you want to build these small little half foundations right here. So he'll eat those. It's just 1 wood and 1 plastic, and you will gain resources off that. So if I want to make this back to my pattern I had, I can stick that back on there, and then the shark will come on and eat the corner. So what the shark does is he finds the corners of your raft, and then he'll pick a corner and then he'll eat that. So if you put these little triangle pieces on the corners of your raft, he'll eat those, and that is less resources than the durability on your spear. So you're going to be saving durability on your spear. So you're going to be saving resources just by letting him eat these little corner pieces. So that's going to be really handy for you to do that. Also, make sure you're making 2 hooks. So you have a backup hook, and then when you do have your spears, make your backup spear before you're ready to do anything, and things like that. The next thing you might want to prioritize is building a paddle. You're going to need this little paddle right here because you're going to run headlong into an island, and it is possible to run headlong and get stuck, which would really suck, which means you just spent the first 20 minutes getting your raft started, and you run into an island, and you're dead, basically. So you're going to have to build that one first, and then of course, you're going to need to start building some stuff, and the first thing you want to do is get that water purifier. So the first thing on your raft that you're going to build is this thing right here. So get this going, build that, get the cup, start making some nice fresh water. You're going to need that right away. You can go around and collect these barrels and stuff like that. You can get food items off of there and just eat them raw until you're ready to build a little crop plot. Save a couple, I guess, for that if you can. And then you can, once you have your research table, you can stick these things underneath it, and that'll keep it safe from the seagulls. Even though if your raft is small, you don't have to worry about it. That's at the start because you're right there, and the seagull won't be able to eat your food. But they don't need light, I guess. But you can do that. So the other thing we can do is go to the daytime. Let's screw that and go to the daytime so we can deal with the shark. So those are the basic things you want to get started on your raft right away. The cooked food is of course better for you and stuff like that. But that is some of the obvious things on there. Now let's go on there and prioritize what we're going to do. So dealing with the shark, once you're ready to kill him and you have your anchor set and you're ready to start diving in on one of these small islands you run into. So do a small island first. They have a lot more iron and stuff like that, and the resources are easier to get. You want to get your clay, you want to get your sand, so you can start building those little smithy things over there, those furnaces, so you can start harvesting that metal and make the metal tools and the metal spear. A lot simpler doing that, and they're way more effective. Like this one here is like twice as fast as harvesting resources underwater than that one is. So let's go deal with the shark. Dealing with the shark is one of the major things. You can go fishing and fish the 2 special fish out of the 5 or so you can catch and make shark bait, which lasts half the time as it does for him to respawn. Or, you can do that, or, you can waste the resources and get meat off of him by killing him. And it's not too hard to kill once you know the little tips, little tricks on dealing with him. Of course, he's going to come attack you. Of course, he's going to respawn and all that kind of crap. But to deal with him is just press backwards and attack at the same time when he does his lunge. And he's like, why is he not paying attention to me now? But he'll come. So as soon as he does his charge, hit backwards and attack. Backwards attack, and then you're good to go. You can hit him a couple more times if you want. So you just wait for him to come around, turn around. When he charges, backwards and stab. And then you can stab him, and you're good to go. They'll stop his charge, keep you safe, and then you will eventually kill him. And then you get 4 pieces of meat off of him too. So you can eventually kill him, stab him a couple times. There you go. That hurt him nicely. And you dive down. Do it in shallow water. It's a little bit easier in shallower water because you can get stuck a little bit. But yeah, he charges, move backwards, and then attack, and you should be really easy to kill him. So that's my tips on dealing with this little guy right now. So there you have it. Just stab one more time and go back on my raft. I won't kill him for now. I'll leave him alive a little bit because you know he's respawn anyways, and I'm not ready to dive. Another thing you want to do is that's the starting game stuff. So you don't really have to worry about anymore about the starting game stuff. Besides that stuff, there, dive down there, prioritize getting metal, and prioritize getting sand and clay. Basically, I thought my resources there. Oh, they're in this one over here. That's right, sand and clay. Just don't dump that out there. So get your sand and get your clay so you can make your wet bricks, dump them on there, and start building this stuff. And get your metal tools there just to save a lot of time and a lot of resources worrying about that. And you can get build these things right away if you can, because the whole 4 potatoes you stick in here can make a food which is going to last you a long time, like so, and extend your food bar and stuff like that. And water, don't worry about water. The first 4 sand you get, you should probably use to build one of these things, so you can have don't have to worry about wood anymore. And all this stuff. This carries a lot. Then you can eventually get this water bottle too. Once you have that, so you can fill it with sealed water, dump it in there. It's like 4 or 5 drinks or whatever. Yeah, you get out of it, and it's just a lot easier to deal with water that way in this game. And then, of course, you're going to want to put everything in there. So before you go and explore the big islands right here, the last thing is make sure you have your bow and arrow ready, and go ahead and make steel arrows once you can, because they're just a lot better. You can pick your arrows up after too. So as long as you don't miss and can't find your arrows, but go on there, and arrows work underwater. Kill the puffer fish guys, these guys right here, kill them with your arrows. It'll take like 4 shots or something like that, and then you can collect their resources, stick them in the furnace so you can get ammo for your gun and get out and collect these guys right here. So you want to get the ones with the scissors so you can collect their wool, and then go to these islands, these bigger islands right here, and kill the pigs so you can build your backpack. A very handy, very important thing. Your inventory space is always going to be a pain in the butt to deal with, and this will help it out immensely, just getting that prioritized. And of course, if you want to get these things right here, little grass plots, you're going to need some dirt, which is on the island, so you got to build that shovel and find the little caves that have some dirt in there that you can dig up, and then build a grass plot and stick them in there, and you'll be good to go. And then I got like automatic water later on, but yeah, just something I'm trying out and stuff like that. As I catch guys, still haven't moved them out there. You still got lots of resources. These things last for quite a long time. But anyways, those are the starting tips. And of course, the other things on the raft is mechanics, and you're going to want to build on your raft a whole big line of these net catchers type thing. And yeah, so my raft is like just one big huge line right now because I focused on getting these things first. And the raft mechanics work by foundations, and the more foundations you have, the harder it is going to be for your sails to actually start working and pushing your raft in the proper directions that you're going to need it to, and moving it with a paddle too, because if you want to move against the current, it's going to be almost next to impossible at any point with this stuff. The bigger your raft is for the foundations, and these net catchers do not count as a foundation. And the way the engines work, they'll say it right on the side of it. Once you do the storyline far enough to get there and get an engine, is 100 foundations per engine that you're going to have, and the same might work for the sails too. So the sails and how much your paddle is going to move is like that. So you're not going to want to build a whole bunch of stuff like I have here, like extra spaces right here. I'm working on cleaning it up and replacing everything I feel like with more net catchers to lower my foundation count, and then of course building a raised platform and having all my flat stuff up there and leave this stuff on the bottom just with net catchers as much as possible. Of course you can't put the foundation poles on there, and you got to put the foundation poles like every other block basically to actually build up there, but all that stuff doesn't count for your foundations, only the foundations do. So this stuff doesn't count. The half foundations probably count, and I have a little bit too many all over the place as I'm still building, and it's still kind of sloppy type of a deal. Things I don't really care about too much, I don't prioritize. You end up doing things like that. But anyways, that is it for my tips for this game, and everything else is just basically common sense after that, for getting started. So thanks for watching, and I will see you later.